Hey, you got the Captain Fuzzy here, and I am going to show you how to animate a camera in Source Filmmaker. I've created a special scene here, special animation, to show you how to animate a camera and make it track something. So, I'm going to show you the initial scene here, and as you can see, we've got a speeder bike and a scout trooper zipping through the forests of Endor. Okay. It looks pretty good. It's pretty good animation, except for one small problem. The camera just looks at it in one direction. So we're going to fix that, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. This first shot here, I kind of like it the way it is, with him taking off like that. So we're going to leave that alone and just go ahead and jump back to the second shot here. And this is where I want to start animating it from, animating my cameras from. So in this point here, we're going to go ahead and advance it frame by frame until he gets up to, about this point right in here. Because right about in here is where he starts to turn, and we want the camera to start following him. Now, the easiest way I've found to do this is to animate the camera in the graph editor. It gives you a little more room to tweak it. You could animate it in the motion editor if you wanted, but to be honest with you, I found it easier to do it this way, so that's the way I'm going to show you how to do it. Uh, First thing we need to do is select the transform of the camera. We're not going to animate all this other stuff. We just want to animate the position and rotation of the camera. That's all we want. So, this being the first point, we want to hit the M key and set a keyframe for it. And now, we're going to go ahead and jump to the end of the shot, like so, and back off one frame because we jumped into the next shot. So, at this point here, we want the camera to be facing the other direction and tracking him. It's important when you set keyframes that you remember the two most important keyframes are the start and the end keyframe. So we're going to place the end keyframe now. In order to do that, all I'm simply going to do is click and drag in the view screen and point the camera that way. Kind of center him up in the shot a little bit. And right there we go. There's our start and stop right there. So now if we jump this back and play it back, here he comes. And the camera starts tracking, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem to keep up with him. So what we're going to need to do is bring it up to this point here when the camera starts moving, and then we're going to advance by frame. And what we want to do is basically keep him in the center of the shot. So once we get to about this point here, I'm going to add another keyframe by grabbing the camera and moving it and center him up in the shot once again. About right there. And now we're going to advance it forward a little bit more and let him zip around the corner, and on down he goes. So now let's play that back and see how that looks. Just have a look at it here. Alright, let's back this up. And it looks like we're going to need to tweak it just a little bit. So let's pull this up to this point here. Back it off a little bit. And let's grab this keyframe here and move it just a little bit. About right there. Again, he's centered on the shot. And let's advance it forward. because he's moving fast and we want the camera to reflect that. So let's see what that looks like. Now we kind of got a little bit of a waggle there. Right in this area, we've got a little bit of a waggle right here. So let's kind of see what we want to do here. Okay, that right there. I think I'm actually going to want to adjust that keyframe just a little bit. And let's back it off. Let's play it through and see what it looks like. I don't like that waggle right there at the end. So right in here, what we're going to need to do is let's back this off just a little bit and set another keyframe. Let's readjust this just a little bit. Let's point it a little more that way. Now let's see what that looks like. That's actually not too bad right there. There's still a little bit of a waggle right there. But you know what? We're going to pop another keyframe right in here to kind of smooth that out a little bit. And I think we'll put one keyframe right here and readjust that just a little bit. Now let's try it and see what it looks like. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And that's basically it. Okay. So now if we jump all the way back to the beginning here and play this back. There he goes, and that camera's tracking him. Okay, we're looking pretty good. So now let's jump into the beginning of the next shot here and animate this. But before we do that, let's hit Control S and save where we're at. That way you don't lose what you've already got. Because as we well know, Source Filmmaker has a bad habit of crashing on you when you least expect it. So we're going to save right there. And now we're going to animate into this frame. So he's coming around the corner, camera's focused on him, he's center frame right about there, and we'll back him off one frame. So right there. So now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go into our graph editor, select the transform, and I'm going to hit the M key again and set a mark to start. And then we're going to advance it forward a little bit to about right here. Then I'm going to swing the camera around, center the bike in the shot. And then we're going to advance it a little bit more, about to here, right in that neighborhood, right in there. Swing the camera around again, center him on the shot, roughly. And then we'll advance him a little bit further, up to the point where he disappears around the corner. And we'll bring the camera around this way and kind of stop it right in that neighborhood right there. So now let's see how this plays out. That's actually not too bad at all. Let's go through it frame by frame just to make sure. Okay, this is where the camera starts moving. And he's center frame there. And he's center frame right there. And then he zips around the corner. So, okay. Let's jump back to the beginning and see how this all looks put together. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, so now we're at that point. Again, Control S, save where you're at. And we have a pretty good looking animation here right now. But it could use something. And I'm thinking it could use a different camera angle in here someplace. I'm thinking that a good camera shot would be right in this neighborhood as he's coming up through here and getting ready to go into this shot here. I'm thinking that that would be a good spot to add another camera angle. So up to about this point here. So from the beginning of that shot to that point right there, we're going to add a second camera in here. Well, best way to do that is we're going to blade the shot. Now you can either hit Shift B, or you can simply right click on the shot, go up to Operations, and click Blade Clips. So now I'm going to blade that shot right there, and we're going to use this shot right here. So I'm going to jump back to this point here, and we are going to create a second camera. So we're going to go to Change Scene Camera, New Camera, and we're going to add a new camera in here. And I am going to move this camera back here where the speeder bike is, because we're going to do like a close-up shot on him. So what I want to do is kind of be zoomed in on him a little bit here. Drop down. Yeah, right in that neighborhood right there looks pretty good. And back off just a hair. Yeah, let's hit Control Z, put it right. Whoops. Yeah. We're going to move the camera back again because I bugged it up again. Okay, let's run down here. And we'll get right about here. That looks pretty good right there. Alright, I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to keep that camera right there. Now, I'm going to hit Control S. I'm going to save again. And now I'm going to create an animation set for this camera. So now we can animate the camera. So now I have the camera where I want it. This is going to be the beginning of my shot. Again, I'm going to open this up and select the transform. I don't want to animate the rest of this. And I'm going to hit the M key and place a mark right there. Now, the next thing I need to do is move basically to the end of this shot. So I have the shot selected. I'm in position, and what I need to do is just simply jump to the end of the clip and then back off one frame. And now I can drag the camera all the way up here, and we'll position this in the same spot right in front of him. Yep, back off, drop down just a little bit. off just a little bit more, right about there. That's about where we had it. And place another mark right there. So now when we back it off, should be roughly in the same spot. Yeah, roughly. But when we play this back, you're going to see the camera drifts all over the place. So we need to fix that. So let's go back here and we're going to go frame by frame as he moves out of the shot just a little bit. We're going to get up to about this point here, and I'm going to grab the camera. We'll move it over. We'll run it back in just a little bit, drop down a little bit, line it up, center it up, back off just a hair. Get it in roughly about the same spot that it was. And then we're going to move up a couple more frames. Right about there. Move back over here again. Drop down a little bit. About the same spot roughly. Advance a couple more frames up and see how it looks. And now we've got a little bit of camera drift there. So let's see what this looks when we play it back. It's a little on the jerky side, but I think we can fix that. What we'll need to do, zoom in a little bit, and let's grab, see, how many seconds apart are we here? 150 to 179. Let's back this off just a tad. And let's back this one off just a tad. Let's kind of evenly space them a little bit. And for this one, I'm going to move right back in on him and readjust it just a little bit. To about right there. Let's see what it looks like now. Whoa! Holy moly. That did not look too good at all. Now, we've had some of our cameras move just a little bit. So let's back off a little bit more. We'll put that one there. Let's go back to this camera. That one's pretty good where it is. Let's go back to that keyframe. So now he's kind of drifting around a little bit. So oops. Okay. Let's zoom this in just a little bit. Back it all the way back out. Let's see what it looks like. I still don't understand why that's pulling so far back. That should not be doing that. There we go. Let's put it there. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, he's zigzagging around an awful lot. Okay, let's clear these keys. And let's redo this a little bit. Okay. We're going to go ahead, jump to the end of that shot. And I'm on, oops. Oh, I'm on camera 1. Why am I, oh, I see what's going on here. Here we go. There we go. I should be on camera 2. Okay. So now let's jump ahead, back off 1. There we go. Let's grab the camera and let's run up here. We'll just repeat the process here real quick and try to get it a little smoother in this case. Yeah, we'll line him up right about there. Okay. And of course, again, he drifts off everywhere. But we're going to take care of that 1 frame at a time. We're going to put another keyframe right about here. And then we're going to move forward a couple more frames. And we're going to drag another keyframe in right here. Down a little bit. And I'm trying to keep the camera right close to the same point that it is. And let's grab this one, move it over just a little bit. You may have to add another keyframe in there, because he is kind of drifting a little bit. Right in that spot right there. So let's move the camera in just a little bit more. Drop her down, pull it in just a little bit, raise it up just a little. Yeah, get it kind of close right there. Because you want a little bit of sway in there. It kind of simulates the actual movement. That's not too bad right there. So let's go ahead, jump her all the way back to the beginning, and let's take a look at it. He's kind of weaving around just a little bit. Right in this area in here, he's kind of weaving around on me just a wee bit more than I'd like. So let's see here. Let's put a keyframe right about here. And back it off a little bit more. And let's put another keyframe, right in this neighborhood here. Let's readjust that one just a little bit. And let's adjust this just a little bit. Run it in just a hair. Back off. There we go. A little bit right there. because I want a little camera drift in it, but I don't want it like bouncing too much. So, alright, let's play that back. That's not bad right there at all. That's actually not bad at all right there. Okay. We'll jump all the way back. Let's see what it looks like. Not bad at all there. Yeah. We actually have a pretty decent animation there. Okay, we can zoom this back down a little bit. Drag this over a hair. Okay, we're gonna hit Control S, save our work, and play her back. Now that is not looking too bad right there. So I say we go with that right there. And that is basically, in a nutshell, that's how you animate a camera. You have an idea in your head what you want to see, and you make it happen. And that's pretty much it right there. I might just go ahead and export this as a video. I don't know. But at the moment, that's all there is to really animating a shot, adding a camera in, and animating that camera to move with it. It can be, as you can see, as complicated or as simple as you want to make it. It just all depends on what you want to see and how you want the shot to look. Um, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. That's how you animate a camera. You got the Captain Fuzzy, and I am out of here.